beautiful ladies and gentlemen. How are you feeling? How are you feeling? I am over the moon. It's my first Saturday special event, and I had a meeting with the beautiful president of the network E360 TV yesterday. And I'm doing such a beautiful job that he said to me, Sinead, I have one more to go in November. And he said, Sinead, you can continue with your full moon specials next year. I was like, over the moon. I am so blessed. I am so blessed with the beautiful guests that I have tonight. I've got America, Canada, and South Africa in the house. And then beautiful Michael have done beautiful videos for us. Oh, I cannot wait to play. But before I start, here in South Africa, now 9 o'clock, it's a very big thing. We are a big rugby nation. In America, you play football. In South Africa, and most of the other regions, we play rugby. So our Springboks is playing in the World Cup in France. We are the current World Cup champions. And we won the World Cup 3 times. New Zealand, the All Blacks, also won it 3 times. So it's a big rivalry. Oh, I was practicing that word and I'm so happy I could pronounce it. So now the haka is going to start and then they're going to play the rugby. So I don't know what's going on there. But if there's any ladies in South Africa that are watching the show, you can always let me know how it goes. So I want to say good luck, my beautiful Springboks. May you take the Alice Cup and win it and bring it back to South Africa. Mwah, mwah. Oh, wow. So my beautiful ladies and gentlemen and all the diamond beauties forever, what does money mean for you? I know a lot of people say money cannot buy love, but money can do a lot of things. What does money mean for you? You will see our special summit is called Love Illuminated Summit 4. Money does matter. Money does matter. And my guest is going to blow your socks off. Your socks off. I would like to play Michael's bio, your introduction video, and then my guests will be here and they will be introducing them all to you as well. So my beautiful, beautiful viewers, are you ready? Here we go.
You know, when Anne came to see me, she was depressed, she was anxious, she was isolating. She functioned in her job, but when she'd come home, she would just kind of withdraw and collapse. And she felt stuck. She knew she was stuck and she knew she needed to get things to be better. And there's always reasons in people's lives why things become that way. And she sent me pictures. She had her kitchen sink and pots and pans with molds and mildew, and her rooms were kind of trashed out and filthy. And one of the worst things I knew we could do is talk about what her problems were. As weird as that sounds, I knew her energy needed to strengthen. And talking about the issues that were causing the problem would really just keep her stuck and keep her consciousness and energy in the place that was causing the problem. So we did a lot of my guided energy meditations, specifically one called Return to Wholeness, which is about making peace with things, seeing her healed self, and then blessing her energy centers. And it was a few weeks later, she sends me pictures of a kitchen sink that's starting to be cleaned and pots and pans, and her energy was returning. And so as her energy returned, her natural inspiration to tend to her life was improving. And over time, really all aspects of her life improved. And just another quick story is a client that wanted to improve her business. And one of the things she was stuck with is she kept envisioning needing her business to improve. And she wasn't envisioning and in the space of her business thriving. And the energy of the problem or the wanting something is different than the energy of the problem solved or the prayer answered. So again, using these guided energy meditations about aligning with that divine self, tapping into that, she was really able to improve her business within I think it was like 3 or 4 weeks. And I'm Michael LeBlanc, and a lot of my work is around helping people get out of their headspace to their heart space, align with that divine energy, that divine consciousness intelligence, and tune in there and manifest your dreams from there. And I do that as a certified coach. I have a license in social work. I have a master's in social work. I'm certified in Reiki. I'm also an author of 3 books of my own and 3 others that I'm a co-author in. And all of my work, my workshops, my coaching, my writings are really all about that, aligning with that divine self, that divine consciousness and energy, and then manifesting from there. So it's a pleasure to meet you. Again, I'm Michael LeBlanc. Manifest with Michael is the name of my company. Manifestwithmichael.com is my website. And I also take photography in 2 of my books are called Divine Dirt. And I incorporate my garden photography with inspirational writings and how-tos and teachings. And I have an online store called divinedirt.net, and it's inspirational gifts and my books using my garden photography. And so that's at divinedirt.net. And one other last thing, I guess, about me is I have been at this with people and helping people for over 34 years, which is when I got my master's in social work and started a career there. But I've also had a whole corporate career in international consulting and training and doing leadership for companies like Chevron, ExxonMobil, Saudi Aramco, and many others, and kind of bring all that into what I do. So pleasure to meet you, and enjoy the conference. Thanks.
Wow. Oh, wow. My guest is here. My guest is here. I'm so excited. I cannot hide it. My beautiful Tammy, my beautiful Amanda and Ted, welcome. And you did see now Michael. So I am going to ask Tammy, you first. What do you think about his voice? And then I'm going to ask you to please introduce yourself, please.
Wow. First of all, I'll say thank you very much, Zanette, for creating this platform for all of us, getting to meet people from all over the world, just sitting here and, a little part in Toronto. And I feel like I'm traveling like every day when I'm actually on your podcast and seeing your stuff on Facebook Live. I've met so much people through you all over the world. So thank you so very much for that. Wow. First of all, his introduction was really powerful because I loved the sound of his voice, but I loved how he seems to have this type of a energy bringing the business and his purpose together. And I love that he had the word divine in that. That really spoke to my soul. But yeah, definitely I'm going to have to look him up.
You can. He is truly amazing. My beautiful Tammy, let me just quickly tell the viewers out there and the Diamond Beauties. I know Tammy for almost 2 years. I met her also through a group. And the first time I met her, you came on and there was a lot of things that are happening in your life. There was a fire. You were in a hotel with your family. You still made lunches for your husband, even in the hotel. I love you that first day I met you. And we are just 2 pots in a par because you are taking care of your family, but you are taking care of so many women. You are taking care of so many people. And then you are very active in an amazing group, the Diamond Beauties Forever. I can just say thank you. You are incredible. And I love you dearly. Please, may you introduce yourself?
Well, thank you for that introduction. I hope you know I'm not going to pay you for that. It was not a paid endorsement, just so we're clear, everyone just know that was not a paid endorsement. But thank you so very much. And I can go right back to you because you really are um, a heart-centered entrepreneur, business lady who just keeps doing and doing and doing. And what I know from my own experience is that you cannot continue to give from an empty cup or an empty space. And you have a full heart. And so that's why you continue to serve. And thank you so very much for that. Very simple about me. Sanette told you a little snapshot. I still make my husband lunch. I put it as 10 vitamins every single day. I'm a mom of 3. And I come from a space of publishing and sales, selling advertising to people that didn't believe in advertising. Very competitive world. And, that whole thing of, just making money, if that makes sense, and being in that space because we had a family. And then because I realized the importance of doing more, I realized that I could not continue in that space anymore. I wanted to help so much people in different areas. So I actually ended up working with different women who are happily divorced, happily separated, and some of them not so, and not realizing the inequities that are still available right now to women in the entire world. We're behind the times with a lot of things that have been going on in the financial sector and also with business. And, it just made me think, okay, what can I do, that can help people? Because I seen my mom being a widow, pregnant with my baby brother and having to start all over, raising 3 children. And she was faced with those inequities. And I said, what can I do? So my passion for women is really long and hard from that space. So I have a group called Women Champagne and Real Estate. I'm a founder of that, giving women opportunity to see other women doing things that they would like to do. If they do it or not, that's okay. But they need to see what is available for them. And then also, I think no one wants to be a Smith Corona. I could be dating myself right now. The Smith Corona didn't go ahead with the times, and look what happened to them. So we talk about the financial world, and since it's about money, it's only fitting that I could share about my group on CryptoSmart chicks. And that is actually letting women know, along with the men that know, we're still behind as far as cryptocurrency. And so that's a safe space for people to know they're not getting sold anything. It's not there to scam people. It's about education. And Sanette, I'm a firm believer. Knowledge shared is knowledge multiplied. If I can call you about a sale on or a movie or a restaurant, why can't I share with you things that I have learned, good and bad, and also have other people feel if Tammy can share this, well, then I can share this. And so we just have a center of women that can actually come together that way. And I've worked on the women for a long time. I have a walk a mile in a women's campaign, and it's basically walk a mile in women's shoes on getting gently used and new shoes to give out to the shelters out here in Durham region. So that's also because if we don't have money to give, we all have shoes we've worn maybe once or maybe we didn't wear them, and we can give those away without actually taking them out of our pocket. So I came up with that idea, how we can actually give without actually feeling like, our pockets getting empty.
Wow, I love it. I loved it. So my beautiful Tammy, I've got some love from the Diamond Beauties. Are you ready to see some?
Yeah,
So
sure.
somebody said, huge congratulations, Rapid team. So that is because I was telling everybody about the Springboks. So let me just put my Springbok back. And then Anjana said she is here. And Katie said, hello, everyone. And here is your message. Hello, Tammy in Toronto, sending love from Vancouver. And that is Vin. I'm sure it's Vin. And another one, hi, Tammy, it's Kathy. And then, hello, everyone. So, my beautiful ladies in the Diamond Beauty, remember, we are a private group. So, you can put your name in the front or the back, then we can see who is giving us love. Oh, wow, amazing. Thank you, my beautiful Tammy. If I can go to my beautiful Amanda. So, my beautiful Amanda, I actually don't know how we met. I thought it was through the CLI group, but when I went and post our things, I see you're not there. So I don't know how you came my way, but when I was like, this lady does know a lot of financial thing, and I prayed for a financial guru or an expert in the group. And you joined the group. I said, book a coffee date, and there you left the group. Oh my goodness, now what am I going to do now? And then I ask you, may I have a coffee chat with you? And I explained to you why I was praying for you. And you came back, and you are such an inspiration. I want to say thank you so much. You have a heart of gold, and I'm truly honored that you came back and you are part of us and part of this amazing session tonight. Well, for me in South Africa, it's tonight, but I know this afternoon at you. Please, can you tell me what you think about Michael's voice? And please, can you introduce yourself, please?
Sure. Yes, Michael's introduction was phenomenal. He seems to be quite the accomplished gentleman, and his voice is very calming, very strong and calming. But it's more than just his voice. There's an energy that's there behind it as well. So I can't wait to hear more from him, and at some point maybe get to meet him through more than just a recording. So yeah.
Wow.
Yes. And thank you so much for the introduction. I honestly do not remember exactly where we connected, but I do know that this year has been I have just been all about networking this year. And I have met, for everything everybody says about the evils of social media, I will have to say there are some amazing things with social media, one of which being I have met so many incredible people, including you, Sanette, and then everyone in the Diamond Beauties, and Ted and Tammy, and so many wonderful people across the globe this year that it's been amazing. So I feel that the universe has brought me people I need to know, or that that should be connected. And clearly your prayers and my prayers in that avenue brought us together. So it's awesome to be here. I am coming to you from Marblehead, Massachusetts, which is just north of Boston in the United States. It is a phenomenal, gorgeous fall day here. Beautiful outside. So I spent quite a bit of time outside today because these days are rare here at this time. So I've had an amazing day. And I am I say holistic leadership coach and a wealth mindset mentor. And those are titles actually that I did not expect to have when I was in my younger years, even up until perhaps last year. I work with right now this year, as I've been building out my practice, is I work with individuals, mainly women, but men as well, work with individuals to develop their leader, the leader within them, right? Leading from the inside out, right? Leading yourself first, and to be able to achieve your dreams and goals with passion, purpose, and profits. And I'm very specific about the dreams because we as children dream. We're always dreaming, whether it's daydreaming or, we're just out playing and being curious and everything is fun and everything's an adventure, right? And then at some point, whether it be in school or in Sunday school or wherever it is, it's stop daydreaming. You can't daydream. No, you can't do that. Get your head out of the clouds, whatever the comments are, right? And we are trained to stop dreaming. And I went through that training quite successfully, and followed what was the ordinary way of what you were supposed to do to be successful, of going to school, graduating from the university, moving to the city to get a job, to start making money and start on that grind of 9 to 5. And it was wonderful. I had lots of success. but then realized that I didn't want that ordinary success, because it was just the ordinary success. I didn't want to be merely successful. I wanted to be significant. I didn't want to be ordinary. I wanted to be extraordinary. And so this year has been that journey for me of moving into an extraordinary and significant life. And significance in and of itself is actually you are impacting and influencing others. And so on the journey of building this life for me, it is not just natural, but I also feel it's my responsibility to help others in their journey to being extraordinary and to be of significance, and to come back to what is their dream? Who are they? Leading themselves from the inside out, finding their passion, finding their purpose. And with that comes the profits. And so that's how I've dedicated my year this year. And I've continued to dedicate going forward my mission of helping individuals, women in particular, to step into that passion, that purpose, and that profits, both from a mindset perspective, because we know we'll talk about this more today, right? We know money is more than just the physical stuff that's there, right? It's behavior, it's mindset. But then also providing some of those opportunities for us to learn more, have multiple streams of income, similar to what Tammy spoke about with, financial literacy. I work in doing some of those things as well. So I'm so pleased to be here. Thank you for having me. And I look forward to our discussion today.
Oh, wow. Thank you, my beautiful Amanda. I've got some love from you, also from the Diamond Beauties. I think I've shown hello, everyone. That's when I said, but then I have Gabby said, no, she's from Vancouver. So my beautiful ladies, in our Diamond Beauty group, Gabby is our body movement expert, and she and I had a session on Friday because I did lose a lot of weight. I lost 165 pounds, but I have a lot of deposit of fat on my knees. So I am so scared to do exercise because it can it can prevent me the next few days to walk. So I just don't want to do anything without the proper. And she did an assessment with me. I can feel I'm a little bit stiff, but my knees is good. I've done my walking, I've done my dancing. So my beautiful Gabby, I want to send you a lot of kisses from my side. Thank you. And then Amanda, Anita said she is in the house. And Katie said, hello, Amanda Burton. Wow, amazing. Thank you, ladies. Bring us the love, my beautiful ladies. We love it. So now I'm going to introduce our beautiful male celebrity, if I can call you that, Ted. So the same day that I had a meeting with Amanda, I actually met you on Robert W. Jones's session. We were put in a group, and you were the team leader or the session leader for that day. And I thought, wow, I love this man. He doesn't even know, but I love him. The way that you talked and the way that you took control of the group, and it was like, I need to have a coffee chat with him. Never knew the day that I met Amanda, the financial, and here comes another financial guru. Because today's session, I didn't know what theme it's going to be. I left it all to God. And because I met you and Amanda the same day, I knew today's session is going to be money does matter. So my whole October, everything I did for the Diamond Beauties was to tell them and to educate them on money. So my beautiful Ted, I love you. And, when you talk, I think we talked more than 2.5 hours, when we met.
Absolutely.
So please, can you introduce yourself to us? I will love them to hear what you have done in your life.
It is such a pleasure to be here. with folks that understand snow. I understand what you're going through. That's good. My background, I've been working with people and money my entire life in a number of different careers and professions. The reality is that money is the common denominator of a modern society. Regardless of your point of view, how you deal with it, you have to deal with it. And I grew up in upstate New York, not that far from Tammy or Amanda, as a matter of fact, around the Syracuse area, that was noted for Smith Corona typewriters, dairy cows, and snow. When I came out of college, I was looking to find some sunshine, and I wanted to pay for my undergraduate degree. Took a commission at the time in the United States Marine Corps, and the Marine Corps had the foresight to send me to Hawaii, where I was introduced to primary colors, sunscreen, sunglasses, but more importantly, a very diverse international community that was driven by money and tourism. And it was my first exposure of watching very smart people do very crazy things with money and causing all kinds of issues. To make a long story short, as a junior officer, one of my jobs was to help with my Marines and sailors make better decisions. And I found that we were doing a terrible job talking about money, but we were holding people accountable on a reactive basis, but not doing anything proactive. To make a long story short, we worked through that, got my first master's degree, thought I was going to get out of the Marine Corps, found out I was in indentured service. I had to take another set of orders overseas, but in return, they sent me to Pepperdine, and I followed up with a tour at the United States Naval Academy, where I taught economics, working with some of the brightest young people in the United States and watching them do incredibly ridiculous things with money that was not only irrational, but ruining their lives. They were losing their commissions. They were losing their marriages. We found that money was causing domestic problems, performance problems, retention problems, security problems, and nobody was addressing the issue. I was trained classically in money, but we were failing miserably. Had the opportunity through the Marine Corps to build the Marine Corps' financial management program, picked up another degree, and then ended up as an aide to the Secretary of the Navy for financial management, working with our political class. And I won't even tell you about their relationship with money. You all have political classes in your respective countries or jurisdictions, and their function with money is, I can't even describe it here. But the reality was, I learned very early that, number one, most people do not work well with money, and it's not their fault, because we have a very traditional system that assumes that we are rational decision takers when it comes to money, that we do this cost benefit analysis every time we walk into a store or something like that. But how's that working out? I bet it's not. So money and success with money has nothing to do with money. It's all about behavior, understanding how you're naturally wired with money, how you make decisions, and the people around you. Let me give you a little exercise. Oh, and as a footnote, I used to play rugby. I was a wing because I didn't like getting hit by the big guys and I didn't like getting dirty. Okay, so we'll just get that out of the way right now. Depending on where you are from the country, and this is an important point, and it's a behavioral point. If you drive on the left side of the road, you tend to go through your stores on the left side. If you drive on the right-hand side of the road, you tend to go through your stores on the right side. So let me go with you for a second and just walk with me. You get a text on your phone and you're driving and it says, we need milk and bread. Something simple. Now, immediately your non-conscious brain latches on that and goes, milk and bread. Now, there's no other instruction, but in your mind, non-consciously, you've already decided the bread you're going to buy and the milk you're going to get and the store you're going to go to. So you pull in there, and I'm going to pretend that we're in the United States. We do everything on the right-hand side, that you go into the right-hand door, and immediately what do you see? You don't see milk and bread. And you don't see a guide there that's going to help you through the store. No, you see flowers, and you smell the bakery and the colors, and you start meandering through the aisles, and you start filling your cart or buggy or whatever you call it where you are. The bottom line, you've got this repository and you start putting a bouquet of flowers because they smell good. And the deal of the day, quote unquote, deli bakery item. And then you go back around and you get way to the back of the store and you look at the end cap and there's something else you didn't know you needed. And in the States, we sell shoes, clothing, and all kinds of crazy things in our stores. And so you buy a sweatshirt because it's cold out. Then you meander around and you pick up a couple of other things and you remember there's something going on this weekend because there's a rugby game and you need some snacks. Come around again and you buy some water. And you wonder, why do we buy water in bottles at an incredible price when I think I got it at home? Different story. Meander around back and you get back to the dairy section. You look around and you could put some in your cart, probably some yogurt, and you go to the checkout and you go, man, I got a lot of stuff. And you get to your car and you look at the receipt and shake your head and you get home and you start unloading and you find out you spent about 5 times more than you expected to. And you forgot the milk and bread. Well, here's the deal. We're human. We do human things with money. And that was the epiphany I had a few years ago, because when I retired from the Marine Corps, I became a financial advisor, licensed, certified, all that crazy stuff. I lived in a suit. I slept in a suit. I talked to people. And I started to discover things about that industry that were really disturbing. Number one, it was very male dominated. That most of the advice was given by men, to men, for men, at the exclusion of everybody else. On the other hand, when I was working with a legacy system, usually the guy is out of the picture and I'm talking to the widow. They were misinformed, uninformed, often lied to, a completely different behavior pattern of the person who set up the account, and it was a mess. I also found that the traditional financial services industry really doesn't care about any of you. I don't care what they say. It's all about product and service. So I started my own firm and we wanted to take a behavioral focus. We wanted to say that what we're doing with money isn't working, that we need to look at it very holistically and we need to go back to how we make decisions. People. So when I work with money, when I think about money, money is about managing behavior. Understanding how you naturally think and act and relate with money, and then the folks around you. Then manage what I call your money temperament, and that's what I write about. Then your money. It's not rocket science, but we don't do this. In Western cultures, we separate money and put it in one box, and money people do money things. Now you got to realize money people are wired different than all real people. They actually read the prospectus. They actually read the footnotes. They actually balance their checkbook. They actually understand how interest works. They actually understand, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But the rest of us are someplace else. So when we're talking about money, there are 3 things that conspire against you. First, it's your behavior, because you're human. Very complex thing, but your brain biology is a few 103,000 years old. Money's been around about 2,000 years old. So you default to that. And that brain is designed to do things really well. Keep you alive, pass on your genes. Doesn't say anything about taxes or balancing your checkbook or figuring out all that other cool stuff. Then your belief set. Your belief set's a function of where you grew up, but more importantly, your culture. Your culture is the biggest driver of how you spend and your beliefs with money than anything I can imagine. And if you don't believe me, look in your closet. Why do you need 15 pairs of denim blue jeans? I don't know. Okay, why do we have to turn over that closet wardrobe 4 times a year because somebody someplace says you need to, when there's still pretty good stuff? Okay, that's behavior. That's culturally driven. You don't have to do that. You can change. And then finally, the rules of money have changed. Amanda talks about that. Tammy talks about that the rules that we followed a few years ago are not applicable today. They no longer work. The biggest reason is technology. Tammy's talking about crypto. I would submit that probably most of the people on this call don't know what crypto is, but it's a driving force. It's also very male dominated. That's where most of it is. And if you got young people, they're probably on their phone buying crypto. You don't know what it is. Probably they don't know what it is, but they're doing it. The key is that technology is a driver of almost everything we do across culture. We're here today on technology that didn't exist 4 or 5 years ago. We were with people we never would have met ever 10 years ago, but we're changing the world because of technology. So money becomes a driving factor. And the last thing I'll say, particularly for the women, I've made a point now that I want to work with professional women who are tired of the status quo or tired of business as usual, and understand that you can take control if you understand the front end. And the front end is know yourself. First, it's your values. What's important about money to you? It's not goals. It's what's important. I'll give you a quick little exercise. Look at your statement, bank statement. Look at your calendar. That's important about you. And if it's eating out and buying clothes, fine. I can show you how to do that. But if you tell me that your goal is to have support a mission someplace on the other side of the world, you're going to have to make a decision. You're not going to be able to do both. Then what is your basic money temperament? Your money temperament is a subset of your natural behavior. You should know what that is. And we're going to talk about that later. Then how do you process information? You're a visual learner, you're an auditory learner, you're a tactical learner. You should process information with money that is consequential in a way that works for you. So if you're in buying a car and it feels very threatening and intimidating, feel free to get up and leave. Realize that most compliance documents that you have to sign if there's a contract, what they're really saying is we don't guarantee the product, we don't carry the process, we don't think it might be good for you, but it's all on you. Good luck. You need to know this. So what I do is I talk about the front end before you talk to Amanda, before you talk to Tammy. I think it's critical that you need to understand that you're a unique, beautiful person with your own unique behavior, that your behavior with money is a subset of who you are. Don't separate them. But that's what we do in Western cultures. Now, as you can tell, I can talk about this for about 2 weeks or another 3 hours, but I'll stop now.
Wow, amazing, amazing, Ted. What is your golden nugget?
A golden nugget for everybody. I think wealth is a constant process of self-actualization. It's measured emotionally, not tangibly.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much. My beautiful Tammy, what is your golden nugget?
I'm speechless right now. Ted, you got me. I was like, do we have to go to somebody else to talk? Can we just listen to you? I mean, I want to listen to Amanda too, but wow. My golden nugget from money. I often tell people regarding money to start with the end first, so they can get to whatever it is that they're thinking that money will give them. There's so many layers to this, and it really is about reprogramming. So that's probably the smallest thing I can say. It's a very, very broad question. I don't have a really much shorter answer than that.
I love it. I'm going to bring Ted back. Just give me 1 second. There you are.
Yeah, that's the technology.
That.
That's the technology thing I was talking about.
There you go.
Wow. So my beautiful Tammy, do you understand that I was hanging on to Ted's lips? Before I come back to you, Tammy, I just want to give you, Amanda, and Ted a few messages. It says, Kathy, or somebody said, thank you, Amanda, for a wonderful message. Thank you for helping women dream again. Bless you. And then Tammy, loved your message of filling our cups to have much to give. I love the give your gentle use shoes idea. Oh, I love that. Bless you. And then Ted, thanks, Ted. That's exactly why I don't go to the store much. And then here's another one. Advisors will communicate much better when they understand the client prospects learning style. Bless you, Ted. I think we are all money people. Some just not know how money works and some don't. How beautiful is that? How amazing. So my beautiful Tammy, after the introduction, what is your how can I say, what will you, if you have a prospect person in front of you, a beautiful woman, how will you guide them to start looking into crypto and things that women normally don't look at?
It's a really good question because we have two daughters, and also I have nieces as well. And so I really believe it's important for them just to be aware of what's going on. So I often start with to see where they're at with their mindset. Amanda spoke about this. Everything we do is mindset. Now, the sad reality is from a spiritual standpoint, and I'm a religious person, is that I was not taught the proper way of money. A lot of things were shared to us was that money doesn't grow on trees. Like Amanda said, get your head out the sky. You never can do that. You should be content with what you have, and wanting more makes you feel like you're greedy and money is evil. All these things have been embedded in me from the time I was a little child. And so what happens when and I speak to many women, they've been faced with the same thing. Most of them, what happens is that you stop dreaming and you stop thinking about the what ifs. And when we think about a simple thing, I like to refer to people is about insurance. Why do you have insurance? It's for the what ifs in life. So if we actually will think about insurance that way, why don't we think about money the same way, the what ifs in life? It's okay to get by, but it's our divine right to know that we deserve money. We deserve the wealth that comes with it. And wealth does not mean money to everybody. That's very, very specific. I let people know that, and I want to know what it is to them. But when I'm speaking with women who are happily married and they lose the spouse, not knowing that they were in such financial dire straits, and now they have to start over. And someone who never ever wants to have a partner be married, not knowing how they can get ahead or buy their first property because they're from a generation of families, which I am, who rent. And there was nothing wrong with in our family, right? But then when you start to get yourself around other people and expanding your thought process and also reading on how it's possible that you can aspire to more, and it's okay to want to aspire more. As a matter of fact, I do feel our surroundings are a big thing for that. Our family and friends, because I'm from a family who knows how to put on a good barbecue party, love and hugs. I mean, look, you come to our place, you bring a container, okay? Because you're going home with food, you're going with everyone's phone number. But can I get into a space where I now am having a conversation that can actually make my life better because I'm struggling financially, right? So who do I go to? And we often think that our family is the one that can tell, but they're not. They're not always. We don't always have great teachers that way. So a lot of times I ask the women, where they're at in their mindset. And I have a little sheet that I give people to ask them their threshold of pain. And it's a lot of the same principles that if you are an investor with the regular bank, they ask you a series of questions to see where you're at. So they know, should they group you into mutual funds? Should you be buying stocks? And they get an idea of where you're at, all the different levels. The same thing I do with women in the crypto space, because everything is on long term. It's about reprogramming ourselves. And also to what we're saying to ourselves on a daily basis. If I'm like Ted saying, okay, I'm going to the grocery right now, I have only $20. I'm telling the world I only have $20. But why can I go into that store saying I can buy anything here in the store that I want to, but I know what I have. I don't have to say it out loud, but I know what I have in my pocket. I have to tell you I can buy anything in here that I want to. I'm going to walk by everything. I'm going to be so focused to get the things I want. It gives you a different feeling of empowerment. So that $20 doesn't feel like $20. The $20 feels like $2,000 because I just said to myself, I can buy anything in here, but I'm choosing to buy this. So we have to change the word that we're saying to ourselves to empower ourselves. It's so when I get those questions to ask people of their end goal and what they feel about money, it helps me to delve in a much deeper to see where they're at. Now, I'm a big connector. I connect people with other people like an Amanda, like a Ted, like people that are like, own 20 properties, who just bought X amount of properties that are showing people how they can actually create wealth through that. I know people that are in other spaces I can share them with. It's not even about me, right? I just like to connect people with it. And so what I know, and I share this all the time with people, is that we were so fearful when e-transfer came out. No one wanted to send money through an e-transfer. Oh my gosh, that was terrible. Why am I going to do that? And then you did it. And the money went there. And the money went there. And guess what? You receive money that way. So I tell people the same thing with any habit that we're going to go and do something different. I often refer to the internet, how people were so reluctant to that. I mean, think about the cell phones even. The first cell phone was a big box. No one thought we needed a cell phone. And there was a pager. I mean, there's so many things that we can talk to people about what they might have experienced. One guy broke out the 45s and LPs and how he used to play music on an 8-track and all these things, and I was like, yeah, I should use that from now on with the different generation. So we have to think about how we can actually bring in real stories, real things that have advanced the world, technology-based, most of them for sure. I believe that 100% what Ted said, and related to a person now. And once I start doing that, they start to open up their ears to listen. Oh, wow, she's right. Blockbuster's not around anymore. Oh my goodness. Don't listen to me. They told you. Right. And so the mindset is the biggest part for everything. And I believe everything that we're doing is about creating habits. We have to create habits for ourselves, and we have to really take a hold of what we feel about money. Write it down on a piece of paper. What does it make you feel when you hear someone say the word money? And then we have to look at how we can reprogram how we feel. If money wasn't important, everything would be free.
Wow,
Let's keep that 100. And so, look, not having any money, I could talk about it. Having money, I could talk about it. But why people are uncomfortable talking about it, I don't understand that. And I don't really want to know. I don't want to know, because there's all these different books that they say, you never actually progress further financially if you want to study poverty. Okay, let's take that out. Let's make sure people know. People at home watching this, do not study poverty and how it happens. Start to elevate your mind and thinking about how Kim is in this business, Tammy's in this business, so is Paul. Paul is a multimillionaire. Is Paul better than Kim or Tammy? Probably not. But you know what Paul's doing? He's doing everything the right way. And we're all doing the same thing as Paul, but what is it that he's doing that we're doing differently? And I think it's important people know that, because we have this world that's so competitive. Everyone wants to compete. I am big on collaborating. The people at the top are collaborating. The ones at the bottom are competing. So if Paul can get rich doing the same thing that I'm doing, why can't I? And I'm not talking about rich in terms of money. I'm talking about health. You can go into this a lot. I can talk about this a lot too myself. I'm very passionate about this because I know people who are really doing well financially. They have spent their many years, days, and nights working to make money and create wealth. Guess what? Now they're having to use their wealth to create a better health life for them, because they haven't, like Amanda said, putting themselves at the top of that list. And I'm so glad that she said that about being ordinary, having ordinary success. We can all have ordinary success, but who can we help while we have the success? That's why I left the corporate world to go into a space where I don't have that person saying, get more sales. We have to close this book. Okay, that's great. The corporation is making money, but so the client's happy. They got some of this, but who else am I helping throughout the whole thing? And as I've grown and hear the different stories of women who didn't know what they didn't know and knew that something existed, that's the reason why it has been on my heart to share with them what is possible. Now they're going, oh my goodness, that lady bought 4 properties in Puerto Rico. How can I do that? Oh my gosh, I didn't think I could ever buy my own house ever in my lifetime. I'm from a family of renters. This lady just, so I can connect them with that so that they can open up their mind. I don't care if they do it or not, but I know for myself personally, from a family of love and hugs, I didn't know what I didn't know.
I love it. So my beautiful Tammy, I normally, when I get goosebumps, I put my glasses on, but I forgot to tell you all.
I seen everyone else with theirs on, so I said, I missed the cue.
No, I thought, I forgot. And when Ted grabbed his glasses, I thought, okay, now I have to keep my glasses on. But I love your glasses. I love the heart. Ted, I love you. What did you say who he was, Tammy, when he put his glasses on before we started? In Mission Impossible, what is Tom
Yeah,
Cruise?
Tom Cruise. There he
Tom
is.
Cruise.
There's Tom Cruise right there.
And Amanda.
I know. Amanda's
Amanda.
giving me some ideas. I have so much pink flowers. The next pair of glasses, I'm going to have flowers on mine.
Wow. I need to give you all hearts, my beautiful guests. You are amazing. I'm so sorry that I put the glasses on now. The queue is a little bit later. Oh, I forgot. Every time I get goosebumps, I put glasses on. So, yeah,
I seen them with theirs, and I said, "Oh, I forgot the cue," so I put mine.
Oh, thank you. So, Tammy, I do have a few messages for you, and then I will be going to Amanda. So let me see. Okay, yeah, here it are. This is Cheryl Dyke McBride. Hello, my beautiful Cheryl. And then Sanette, thanks for sharing this wonderful and important message today. Yes. Money gives me choice and choices to give. Cheryl, love the glasses and especially Amanda's hairdressing. Blessings in abundance. Oh, thank you, my beautiful one. Like I said, it was like I got the goosebumps, and then, oh, you are all so beautiful. Ted, Amanda, and Tammy, I love you very much. My beautiful Amanda. You know, when you said passion, purpose, and profit, I almost fell from my chair, because a lot of people talk about passion. A lot of people talks about your purpose, but you put profit in.
Mhm.
I was like, I had goosebumps. Remember, I told you I had goosebumps because everybody forgets about the profit.
Yeah.
And you still have to make a living. You still have to make sure of your necessities. You still need to make sure that you can go on, because you are well taken care of.
Mhm.
So I just want to quickly, I have brought on this, I have put this on. So you said here, when the passion is helping women to achieve their dreams, their purpose, and their profits. And yes, one of the things that I loved when you say dreaming, I call it dream in 3D, because I use all my senses. And like Tammy said, I go to the end and work myself. Well, I see the most beautiful end. And then when I start with my goal plan, I start with the end in mind. So I love that. So my beautiful Amanda, how are you approaching a person with that, or a woman, or any person, but particularly women, with that concept? Passion, profit, and purpose. Sorry.
Well, one thing that I often will start a conversation, or less so a conversation and maybe more of like a workshop or something like this, right? As I often will say the quote, it's an Oscar Wilde quote. When I was young, I thought money was the most important thing in life. Now I know that it is. Wow. And the reactions in the room can be varied, partly because they know me, and also perhaps partly because they are, like us, very heart-centered people. And so their thought is, you're telling me that money is the most important thing in life? How can you say that? It's not the most important thing in life. I said, well, what else is the most important? Like, well, love and compassion and all these other things. And it reminds me of T. Harv Eker has the story he would tell, where he would encounter people that would say, money is not important to me. I don't need money. Love's more important, or family's more important, or whatever other thing is more important. And T. Harv Eker will sit there and he would look up as if he's praying to God. And then he'll look back down and look at them in the eyes and say, you're broke. And they would say, oh, how did you know? And so this has been talked about. We've been speaking about this, right? Tammy spoke about it. Ted spoke about it. Someone put that in the comments, right? Where money really is important. And it's important from the perspective that money gives us options, right? Money gives us these options in life, right? And it also allows us to help others. It allows us to improve the lives of others. And so, yes, money is important. Yes, there are lots of ways we can probably spend less. We have especially in the United States, I'll speak mostly of the United States. In my area, we spend ridiculously on things we just don't need, right? I think Ted either talked about it or has already had talked about it in a previous conversation of just go look in your closet. How many things are there that you bought that you've maybe never worn, right? Or like Tammy was saying, no matter how much money anybody has, we usually have a pair of shoes we've only worn once or twice, right? So maybe we do spend too much, but money does give you options, and it also helps you improve the lives of others. And so we not only, so we are worthy of that money, as we have worthy goals, as we have worthy purposes, as we've been put here on this planet to help people, to enrich people's lives, to live our best life to our full potential. And to make the world a better place, right? So we are worthy of money, and money does and will flow to us, right? We do tend to get very wrapped up around the axle around money, right? It becomes this thing we must have, right? And it becomes the excuse for why we can't do anything, where it should probably be the other way around, where what we're not doing is the cause of us not having the money. And we get very, very concerned about it. And I was thinking today, money is very similar to time. We always are talking about how we just don't have enough time. And we often say we just don't have enough money. And it's like we get so concerned about this thing called money, and so concerned about it to the extent that we don't have it. So maybe we can become a little less concerned about it, right? And allow the flow of the money. Money is energy, is what I say, right? Money is energy. Energy flows. Energy does not like to be pent up behind something else. And it does need to flow. And so we should allow it to flow. And that's also why I say passion, purpose, and profits. When we have that energy, that driving force within us, going after the thing that we are so excited about, so driven to do, our purpose, when we're moving forward with a certain purpose in life, something that lights us up and that helps light others up, the profits are there. The profits will come, right? Yes, maybe there's some extra work you need to do in your passion and your purpose to get to those profits. And maybe there's other opportunities like the trading in crypto, or whether it's trading in Forex, or whether it's whatever other tool or resource maybe to add in as another stream of income. But it's there. The money wants to come to you so that you can be bigger and better, and help more people and help more communities. So that's how I approach this subject with people, is in a way bumping them up against their money blueprints and their conceptions or their perceptions or maybe misconceptions about money. And then let's raise your energy by talking about things that actually really do light you up. Because when we're stuck on the money thing, we tend to go, right? So let's talk about your dreams. Let's pull out your imaginations. Let's talk about things like jumping around in a bouncy house or going to the carnival or whatever raises your energy. Let's talk about those things. And as your energy rises, your vibration rises, amazing things happen.
Wow, amazing. So did you see we all got goosebumps? We put glasses on, and I've got this beautiful pom-poms. We don't get this in South Africa, but I've got this beautiful pom-poms from Nebraska, Ohio. So instead of say action like the cheerleaders say action, action, why don't we say money, money, we want money? Oh wow. My beautiful Tammy, Amanda, and Ted, do you know that we are already talking 1 hour on money? But before I go to Ted, I just want to let you know, I approach in total 16, because my previous 3 summits, I had 16 people on, ladies mostly. So Ted, you are... and Michael are the only 2 gentlemen with the summits this far. So you are the only one that's here. So how amazing. But I normally get the Diamond Beauties. I try to get 16 ladies so that, and Tammy will know, you have a tag team. The first 8 comes in, and then when they leave, because you can only have 10 people or 10 items, if I can call it like that, in your in studio. At the moment, Michael's video is in studio, although I can see it, you cannot see it, but he is part of the in studio. And then when the first group of ladies go out, they have a tag a team member, and then I will let him know, I'm out, you can go in. So, and can I tell you, no, there's nobody that wanted to come and talk about money. Ted and Amanda, you were agreed. I've asked you, you said you. So I didn't, you were already counted in. And then my first contact was Tammy, because I know Tammy is changing so many ladies' life. And she said she's in. Michael said, I said, Michael, will you please write us a beautiful meditation? And he said he's in. But can I tell you, none of the others, none of the people I've approached said, no, they don't want to do this. No, they cannot do this. No, it's not the right time. Nobody wants to talk about money. It's incredible.
That's very interesting because it tells us right there the connotation and belief and also what people have been taught about money. It's uncomfortable talking about money. Like I said, not having money, I can talk about it. Having money, I can talk about it, but I can tell you, I feel a hell of a lot better when I say I have money. But people will tell you a lot of their money problems. Lots of times people say they're broke or they can't do something or whatever the case may be. So I'm not quite sure where that comes from, but we have to do a lot more to educate people so they can be comfortable. Amanda, Ted had said some great things here. I think this has to be an ongoing message because I think just going after money, it's not good. I love the idea of the purpose and the intention behind it, like Ted was saying. And I believe we have a lot of work to do with people so they understand this is something, because we should be telling ourselves every day, I love money and money loves me.
Exactly. I love it. Yes, but thank you, my beautiful Tammy. Amanda is going to have a session with the Diamond Beauties. Pie in the sky. She loves to talk about a pie. And I said to her, what about the title Pie in the Sky? And she loves it. So she's going to have it on the 13th. It's a Monday. I think it is the 13th or the 14th of November.
13th of November, yes, Monday.
November. The biggest reason I wanted to talk about money in October and in November is a lot of I'm talking about the South African culture. I can only relate to that. So in South Africa, a lot of our single women that looks after their children and don't really get support from their husbands, or some of them are not really officially married, but they are traditionally married because this gentleman has got a few wives, but they don't get support from their husbands. So on Christmas, there's a big culture here that they go and buy very expensive name brand clothes for the children. And then in January, the first 2 weeks in, there's no money for food. So we've got lots of school projects where children can get one meal at a school. But the first 2 weeks of the new year, the school is not open in South Africa. And I wanted to talk about, make sure that I do a lot of delivering of money does matter. So I want to say thank you, Tammy, for being so beautiful and just helping us understand money. But we're going to talk a little bit more about it, and Amanda as well. Thank you for the pie in the sky session in November. And also thank you to you and Ted for already giving us the session. So I didn't put it on YouTube, but after today's session, I will also put it on because I wanted more people to be here, but I know it's a Saturday. So I just wanted to make sure that people are here because then they can go and look at this replay, but they can also look at the summit that we had with Ted and Amanda. So my beautiful Ted, I am going to give you a longer space now to talk because you know how to bring us in with that temperament and how do we learn. And then when you finish, I am going to play, it's about 2 minutes, Michael's introduction to his meditation. But then I will have to drop my table because if Michael starts to talk about his voice, I always a bit scared I'm going to fall asleep because his voice is just amazing. But then I will drop the table, but you will only see, and I will sit down, but then you will only see Michael with that. So are you ready with that, Tammy and Amanda? Are you okay with that?
Yeah, I'm ready for it, but I want to hear something again from Ted. Is he going to get a chance to talk again?
No, I'm gonna let him talk now and tell us a little bit more.
I gotta follow you too, both of you. My goodness.
Yeah. I actually wanted to bring in Michael's now, but I think there's an Afrikaans saying, and I'm not sure if there's an English saying like this. You have to take out all the creases while the iron is still warm. So I think the iron is still warm, and we need to go to Ted now, and then we will go to Michael. My beautiful Amanda, are you also good with that? Okay, perfect. My beautiful Ted, can you please? I've got a lot of things here to say. What is the characteristics of the spender or a risk taker? But I'm all gonna. You are mute. I'm gonna leave it all to you, and please take us through your beautiful presentation.
Perfect. We talked about technology. I'm very frustrated I couldn't make the chat box work. But anyhow, we'll worry about that later. So if anybody needs to get a hold of me, it's just tedmclyman.com. It's real easy. Even I can figure that out. So let's talk about money temperament. We've covered so much information here in about an hour and a half, and we've identified a lot of just classic issues with the Western approach to money. Now, I've traveled around the world and lived in different countries, and I'll tell you, it's universal. You use a different kind of currency, and there are different cultural pressures that drive most of it. And then the subset is, again, your belief set with money. First thing I really try to get my head around is I don't judge. I don't judge your relationship with money. Spender, saver, let's work with that. I don't care if you're a spender. I don't care if you're a saver, but you need to know which you are. That's the key. In most cases, we try to put you in a box you're not comfortable with emotionally or behaviorally. So as an advisor, I was really non-consciously taught to make everybody just like me. That you should spend like me, you should save like me, you should invest like me, you should have the products like me. How's that working out? It doesn't. It doesn't at all. Or if you talk about where there's conflict in the family or conflict in an organization, because we're talking about money also fuels organizations. Have you ever been in a budget meeting and people have different money temperaments and different approaches to money? If you're a very extroverted, out go-getter sales guy and you're talking to the finance department, there might be a little conflict there. Because he can't make this person that's running all the money try to understand that I need a few $1,000s to make this magnificent program I just built work. and I'm going to go out there and change the world. Where the sales guy, where the finance guy's going, hey, we can't afford that. We're going bankrupt. So it doesn't matter. So what we're saying is first thing you've got to get your head around and again, it's the conventional wisdom about money is wrong. Success with money is about first discovering your natural money temperament, or how you naturally feel and think about money without judging. Then learn to manage your behavior. Then your money. The money is easy. Believe it or not, if you've worked in money like Amanda and I have, the money piece is really, really easy now. You just kind of plug it into a system and it takes care of it. But it's understanding and managing your natural behavior without all the natural biases that are around it, because the biases come in from the human biases, who we all have them. And what I mean by a bias is nothing more than how we make decisions. And humans are not perfect. Our brains are not perfect. It's an associative brain. And we like, as I'm talking about this, you listeners are already flying off in all kinds of different directions because I said your brain is not perfect. And we're talking about money, but that's the way our brains work. And all of a sudden it tags something else. If I say summer vacation, right now your brain has gone to a summer vacation someplace. And then I say summer vacation, spending money, you've already looking at the thing you bought. And then I say, wow, we're in the United States, we're into the silly season with money. It starts at Halloween, which is the last day of the month in October, which is a multi-billion-dollar enterprise. That's a lot of candy. I am sorry. But then it gravitates into what we have in the States called Thanksgiving, which used to be one of the premier holidays in the United States, and it's kind of gotten pushed under the rug between carving pumpkins and getting ready for Christmas. Then Christmas is all out because, well, Black Friday started 6 months ago. You know that, don't you? Do you realize how many opportunities you've had to spend money on stuff you don't need? And if you're watching social media, see, our brains don't disassociate with that process. And here's another little thing you need to understand. You're all on drugs. The drug is called dopamine. Dopamine is a little neurotransmitter. It's a feel-good drug. It helps keep you alive because back in the day, if you didn't have dopamine and serotonin and oxygen and adrenaline and all those kind of things, we never would have got it here. But let me give you a story. Has anybody ever bought a new car? Now, here's the way you buy a car. You go online and you start building it. And the current websites are such that you can build anything you want and save it. And then you can come back and drool over it. Well, right now, your feeling brain, which is your primitive brain, is pumping dopamine, which is the feel-good drug, into your body and goes, oh, I can smell it. I can taste it. I can see myself driving it. And then you see the car, and no car in a picture actually looks like that. Okay? It doesn't. Then if you might go into a dealership and go slobber over it a little bit, and you open it and you can whiff it, it's that new car smell. And you did your due diligence, you looked it up, how much you can afford and how much you're going to do. And you got your notes and all that stuff. And you walk in and all of a sudden you lost it. You lost it because the new car dealership is an amazing edifice to spending money because you feel good. You feel important. They give you a cup of coffee. They give you something to eat. They escort you into something special. And they make you understand that only certain numbers of people own this vehicle. And the dopamine is pumping. Bang, bang, bang. You go in there, and because you're like most people, you can't afford to pay for a car because the average price of a car is about $500,000. Well, that's a bit of an exaggeration. Let's say $50,000, $60,000, which is more than my parents paid for a house. Okay? Let's put that in perspective. You buy the car. And you drive home at the speed limit, first time in your life, because everybody has to see you in this automobile. Dopamine feels good. And you drive through the neighborhood at about 20 miles an hour, making sure everybody sees you. First weekend, what do? You wash it. You've got to take your shoes off. You can't put stuff in the back seat. We're never going to open the trunk. Dopamine. But next month comes around, you washed it once. Month after that, that's new smell is going on, and dopamine is already moved on to the next shiny object. With this story, what I'm telling you is because we're human, we're at the mercy of our human nature, which is stay alive, pass on the genes. Our planning cycle is about maybe we can get to Friday. Planning for retirement is 200 years in the future. It hurts. You don't want to do that. The person that is teaching you to plan talks about numbers and stuff you're not really interested in. Where after I go to the meeting, you go, my gosh, I don't have to go back for another year. Let's go out to dinner because we're downtown, and you drop $250 on dinner. Okay. I had a client who just coming out of dental school, and he had $450,000 of debt as a new dentist. And between the meeting with one of my advisors and him coming back to execute his plan, he bought a BMW. Okay. Because he deserved it. I did a book with J. Alexander Martin, one of the founders of the FUBU Corporation. Brilliant guy. He burnt through about $8 million in about 4 or 5 years, living the lifestyle he thought society wanted him to live as a celebrity. And he wasn't wired like that. That was not his natural behavior or his money temperament. So we worked together, got him online. Damon John from Shark Tank was did the forward to the book I did with him. And what we got Jay to finally understand was, Jay, it's okay to be you, but you need to know who you are. And that's where the money temperament comes in. And that's what I do is as I sit down, and we have instruments and tools that we use to help you fully understand your natural behavior. And then the subset is how that impacts your spending. Now, right now, there are about 2,000 or 3,000 different assessment tools out there, and they usually deal with personality. The one we work with has a little bit more legs, and it's much more stable. But all I'm saying is, instead of it trying to assess you and try to make you like everybody else in a certain box, so we can all have the same T-shirt and do rah 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 together. We're going, I don't care who you are, but you need to know. And then my job is, once I know who you are, to help you design a program, a plan, a relationship with money that works for you. I had a female client a number of years ago that was highly successful. And we're talking about retirement planning. And I commented that you're not putting I did the assessment. I said, do you come across as a spender? Do you agree with that? And she got very offended. She said, I'm not a spender. I save $10,000, $12,000 a year. I said, that's commendable, but you make $500. Okay. A little bit relative, but the point was that she did not perceive herself as wealthy. She did not perceive herself as in a position to be in jeopardy because something could happen. She did not put herself in a position that the program she had was technically correct, but wrong for her based on how she is naturally wired according to her money temperament. So what we did is I sat down and we made it easy for her to save and hard for her to spend. We put everything on automatic payment, automatic saving, automatic bank draft. We call them a lot, whatever you want to call it. And then I just told her that what hits your checking account or deposit account or whatever on the 15th of every month is yours to do whatever you choose, unconstrained, no guilt. And we changed your life. However, if I use that same strategy on somebody who was a committed saver, I would have alienated her. It would not have worked. And that's what I found was the biggest problem with traditional financial planning is it's a one size fits all when you need a one size fits you. So my challenge, and this is what naively me and Don Quixote and the Impossible Dream out there, my buddy Pancho and the donkey behind, we're out there to change the discussion and dialogue on money. I'm in the front end to hopefully working with Amanda and Tammy and the financial professional to say, wait a minute, there's a step you're missing out front, which is baseline and benchmark who you are. And I don't care what it is, because if you're talking to couples, they're probably different. If you got children, they're probably different with regard to money. But this is the piece I believe is missing when we talk about financial planning and financial wellness and financial responsibility. Financial literacy is a lot more than knowing how to balance a checkbook. And that's where the industry is.
Wow. Isn't it amazing, Tammy, Amanda? That is just amazing. So are you ready for Michael's meditation? So I'm going to put you all on the screen. I hope I'm going to get it right. I have practiced with videos, but the thing is now you are here. So now I'm going to see if the proof is in the pudding that I practice right. So we're going to have a 3 minutes that he will tell us what to do in the meditation, and then we will be going into the meditation. So let me see if I can get it right.
Hey, I'm Michael LeBlanc. I'm glad to be here. We're going to do a meditation together, and it's around the topic of money. More specifically, though, it's around the energy we have and the consciousness we have around the subject of dollars. And the first part of the meditation is going to be to get us out of our head space and into our heart space and into this divine space. It's really tuning away from the energy and consciousness of your struggle and your problems and tuning into the energy and consciousness of your solution, your actual dollars. And when I've struggled with money, and I have, and what I find is I use this meditation process to shift my energy, to shift my consciousness. Because I know if I shift it and I realign with that divine space within, which is where my abundance is, then money flows and opportunities flow and ideas flow. And sometimes it comes in those different ways. I mean, sometimes it is an idea I put into place and then that leads to money. Sometimes it's just been money and I've received like bonuses and I've won cars. and so sometimes it's just sort of come. And sometimes it's increase in work in my business. And I'll share real quick. This year was one of those. I was doing this meditation. I wanted an improvement in money. And my car was like 13 years old. I needed a new one. And I get this email and it's from an old client. It's 5 years ago. But what that led to was designing and developing some workshops that they wanted me to teach in Azerbaijan, Baku, outside of Turkey. They needed me there for like 5 weeks. I was actually there 40 days, but I only had to work like 28 of those days. But that led to over $200,000 for me. And I've never worked 28 days and made that kind of money before. And so for me, it's been this gradual improving as my energy and consciousness improves around the topic of money. So the meditation would be to get you out of your head space, get you into your heart space, and really start resting and making peace with these issues we have around dollars and concepts we have. And then really tuning into improved concepts, improved energy around money. The concept of lack is a whole, complete, manifestable concept. The concept of abundance is also a whole, complete, manifestable concept. They're just like two objects. They're completely different. Lack is not the absence of abundance. Lack is the presence of a concept held within yourself that gets demonstrated because it gets the most energy and attention. Abundance is just a separate concept, and they're independent of each other entirely. So hope that helps. So we're going to do that in just a moment. Just wanted to kind of introduce myself, give you a little heads up about what we're going to do. And I'll see you in a minute when we start the meditation.
Oh, so now it shows the blocks this side that I'm here, but it didn't want to show with the video. So are you ready for us to do Michael's? It's about 20 minutes. But I can just give you a suggestion. The first time Michael was in front and I was closing my eyes, I was sitting down. Almost fell asleep. My spit came out of my mouth. I had to make sure to rub my feet on the ground because I was so scared I'm gonna fall asleep. So I am sitting down, and my beautiful viewers and my beautiful diamond beauties, are you ready? Here we go. I'm so sorry, Tammy, Amanda. Let me just see if I can get us the right again. Just give me 1 second. Oh, there you are. Tammy, are you ready to go? Okay. Amanda, are you ready to go? Ted, are you ready to go? Okay, here we go.
Just begin by sitting comfortably or laying down. Only lay down if you feel you're awake and aware enough to remain awake and aware. But otherwise, just sit comfortably. Place your hands on your heart. Close your eyes if you're comfortable doing so. And all I want you to do is just to begin to feel the sensation of breathing. But feel the sensation of breathing into your heart space and out of your heart space or your heart center. And just begin to sense your breath and feel the sensation of breathing into the heart and out of the heart. Just normal, regular breathing, but sensing it and feeling it, breathing into the heart space and out of the heart space. And just easily putting your focus there. And just beginning a journey from your head space to your heart space, and letting your breath and the feeling and sensation of your breath in your heart guide you from this head space to your heart space. And let a couple of your breaths equal a breath that says that all is well. Your body, your being, knows exactly how to breathe a breath that equals all is well. And you can breathe that way on purpose. Nothing in your life needs to be different in order for you to take this breath. You do not need to be different in order to take this breath. So just let your body breathe a couple of breaths still in your heart. But it's a breath that says that all is well. Might be a deeper breath, fuller breath, slower breath. And as you breathe it, you are sending the message throughout your system that all is well. And again, just shifting from your head to your heart. As we settle into the heart, just sensing, remembering, it's a divine space, a consciousness, an intelligence, a presence, a light that we're tuning into in this heart space. Present, nothing we have to search for. Just using the breath, feeling and sensing the breath in the heart, and tuning into this divine space And if your mind wanders, or if your mind gets distracted, or thought kind of takes you away, or something in the room distracts you, just let that be. Return to your breath, return to your heart, and come back. No thoughts need to stop. You don't need to struggle with any. You don't need to improve them. And you don't need to stop them. If you get distracted or focused upon them, just sense your breath again and move your focus back to your heart. And let the thoughts be as they are. And do that as often as you need throughout the meditation and any time you need. There's no right way and wrong way. If you're wondering that, it's just a thought. Sense your breath instead. And as we settle in this heart space and breathe normal, and occasionally we'll breathe an all is well breath. But in this divine space, just want you first to rest yourself. Resting your body, your being, just as it is in this space. Whatever you notice going on in your body, just rest it in this space. Your body wants to adjust or shift. Do so and just keep resting it in this space. And again, if your mind wanders, simply refocus, breathe, come back. In this space, as you rest yourself, I want you just to begin to rest any struggle you have going on in your world, including any struggle with money. If there's debt, if there's what appears to be lack, absence of, and if people are involved with that, so be it. For now, just rest the issue here, rest the people here, rest yourself here. It's as if you're taking an ice cube and resting it in the sun. As long as you bring the ice into this higher energy of the sun, the higher energy will transform the cube. The work is to rest it there, to tune into the higher energy and rest the issue there. So for now, whatever lack you might be experiencing, rest it there. Whatever not enoughness, rest it here. And again, if your struggle involves others, rest them and yourself here. In this divine space, this light, this presence, life. And for now, just letting it all be. No resistance, not trying to keep it away. It is. So just rest it and let it be in this divine space. In our own way and in your own way, just blessing it as it is. No struggle. Just letting it be and blessing what is, and blessing the people as they are, and any issue that's come to mind, especially regarding money, finances. We rest it. We let go of the resistance, the struggle, and we just bless it instead. It is what it is. And in that space, feel yourself take another breath that says that all is well. Because in this moment, all is well. And let your body breathe a breath. Maybe deeper, might be slower, fuller, but it says all is well. And we just rest for now all these concerns, concepts of lack, and the slight, just like the ice cube in the sun. And any feeling of ease, any shift, just occur. And let that space be brighter and brighter. And in each nuance, each situation, each conflict, each place you sense what we call lack, just begin to sense, breathe, know divine abundance in that exact space. Divine wealth, divine ease, abundance, dollars, and just sense and breathe that divine abundance, light, ease, flow, increase. Begin to sense and know that in each of the spaces where there's struggle. Letting the struggle be, and instead reaching further for the improved sense, the improved thought, the improved knowing. It's there. It's yours. It's your dollars. There's no struggle. There's no competition. And just sensing and feeling what abundance feels like. What does ease feel like? What does flow feel like? What does this improvement you seek feel like? Because in this moment, in this space, in this divine space, it exists, it is present. It simply hasn't been tuned into. It hasn't been breathed into. It hasn't received the focus in order to increase the energy of it. You think of a magnifying glass resting on leaves. It has to rest there for the leaves to ignite. I move it around, they don't ignite. If I keep my focus and my magnifying glass on lack, that's what ignites. That's what stays active. Lack is an entirely separate and independent concept. Abundance is a different concept. They're not related. They're just two separate concepts. And right now, we just let all the old lesser concepts, doesn't matter how we came to come about them, believe in them. But for now, we let them be. We forgive ourselves, we forgive others, and we let them be. And we pick up this new concept. Abundance, easy, always, enjoying. And we pick up that concept and we just rest our divine focus upon it, like the magnifying glass. And we let it ignite. And we let the feeling of ease increase. And the feeling of more money increase. And the feeling of abundance and dollars increase. Wealth increase. And we see these brighter and brighter and brighter. And we see them here, and we see them now, not in the future, but we feel it now in this heart space, this divine space. Color, shape, form of abundance. Your version of abundance. With no effort to do anything. There's nothing to change. We just simply focus upon it. We contemplate it. We love it. We love the thought of yourself abundant. We love the thought of yourself feeling and living easier and abundant and prosperous. We love and send love and feel love with the thought of you with more money, dollars. And we feel love and send love to you wealthier, to you healthier, to you stronger, to your life going well, to things working out. All these concepts, whole, complete, yours. And we feel them, and we breathe them, and we brighten them, and see them brighter. And just take another breath, and let it be a breath that says that all is well. And once more, just bless all things going on in your world. Forgive yourself for entertaining, accepting, believing, and just lesser concepts that aren't serving you. Nothing to feel guilty about, nothing to beat yourself up about. But allow the improved divine concepts to come. They're there, they're yours, they're given. And just tune into them and feel them and love them. And love the image of you wealthy, of you free, of you receiving with ease money always. And as we close, just want you to breathe again into your heart. And breathe 2 more breaths that really say and feel all is well. And one more. All is well. And when you're ready, come back. No rush. Take your time.
Amanda and Tammy and Ted, are you ready for me to bring you in?
I am back.
Oh, yes, Tammy. Oh, Tammy, I'm so sorry I pressed on you. Tammy, how was that?
Wow. I don't even know if I can do anything now. I can't even talk because I feel, I don't know. I don't know how to, I don't even, Amanda's laughing. Dad's laughing. I don't even know. You know what? I'll just tell you how I feel.
Ted,
I feel like a diamond.
Amanda, I love your glasses, Tammy. Amanda, how are you
they're
feeling?
diamonds.
I can see it. I can see it. Amanda, how do you feel?
Right? That's my
Oh, Mother, it's so beautiful. And Ted, how do you feel?
It's something I needed today, actually. Really, that's the best way to describe it. It's very cleansing.
Wow. So my beautiful ladies and my beautiful Ted, we actually have 3 minutes and then we need to do a dance. Can I please start with you, Tammy? What is the last 1 minute? If you can give the viewers one and the Diamond Beauties one last message.
For who?
Tammy?
Oh, sorry. One last message I would believe is, I think I said it already. Like every day we should be telling ourselves, I love money and money loves me. Because organically what will start to happen is that our mind will get open to a conversation about money, as well as having our vibration a little bit higher to learn from people like a Ted, like an Amanda, open up our mind. I think we have to do that, reprogram our mind by saying things like that.
Oh, wow. Thank you, my beautiful Tammy. Amanda?
Yes, I think it's be curious about money, explore money, I think is big thing, as we've talked about and alluded to, right? There's so many people, there's such a fear of speaking about money. And what is fear but false evidence appearing real, right? So to reveal the real thing about money requires us to be curious, to play around with it. I mean, I love today that we're having this conversation about money, which some people would feel was so serious, right? And here we are putting on head dressings and sunglasses and dancing. So have fun around money, right? There's a responsibility, but there's a fun around money too, right? And my saying is, it's the moments, not the money, that makes a rich life.
Wow, I love that. Can you just repeat that, Lord? It's the moment. Just repeat that for me.
It's the moments, not the money, that makes a rich life.
I love it. So before I go to you, Ted, I quickly just want to give these messages from the Diamond Beauties. I think it was when you were talking to Ted, she said communication is always key.
Mm-hmm.
And then she said, sweet 28 days, yes. And then she said, bravo, because it was at your time frame that it came through. And then Mandy said to Tammy, hello, beautiful, for us, hello, beautiful. And then she said to Tammy, I love money. Money loves me. We are a happy family. Oh, I love to sing that to the children, but not with the money, but and then Mandy said, I saw this all the time, have done for years. Wow, amazing, amazing. Thank you, my beautiful Mandy. Ted, what can you give us? You have given us, all of you have given us so much, but what can you give us?
Money is incredibly important. Do it your way.
Wow. I actually have goosebumps. It is beautiful, beautiful. My beautiful guest, Tammy, I love your. Let me also take a photo. Tammy, I just want to say thank you, my beautiful one, for being you. Thank you for inspiring so many ladies, and not just ladies, a lot of other people as well. Thank you for being part of the Diamond Beauties as one of our Diamond Beauty experts. Amanda, thank you for being you. You are such an inspiration. Thank you for being a Diamond expert in our beautiful group. Ted, you are truly amazing. You ask us with our session that we did with Amanda, you want to have sessions with ladies to help them. I will help. I will also get. We will talk. We will promote. I will even bring you more to the TV show. I will do a lot because what you have, I have never heard what you are telling people. Yours is the most important part before analyzing, before doing anything else. You are incredible. Thank you for taking a chance to book a coffee chat with me. It was incredible. Please tell us what is your forever song?
Oh, The Impossible Dream.
The Impossible Dream.
The original.
That is so amazing. Our beautiful Diamond Beauties, I hope that you enjoyed today's session. I hope that you enjoy Michael's voice and his meditation he specially wrote for this session. I hope you love Ted, and I'll bring in Ted a lot more if he permits us. But then please let us give your love to our beautiful Diamond Beauties, Tammy and Amanda. They are truly inspirational. I have just a few more messages, and then from Mandy, and then we're going to have a dance. Money is simple energy, plan for energy. Moments make life richer, not money. Wow, I love it. Do you do your way with money? Yes, I love it. So, my beautiful ladies and gentlemen, have a beautiful day. Look after yourself. Smile often. And I'm going to ask you now if you want to have a dance with me. So, let me just cue my... Okay, I'm ready. So, my beautiful ladies and gentlemen, will you have a dance with me? My beautiful Tammy, Amanda, and Ted, will you have a dance with me? Here we go.
Walking on sunshine or dancing in the rain. Sprinkle me with fairy dust so I can fly away. Smiling at a moonbeam or squinting in the sun. Sprinkle me with fairy dust and cover me with love. From butterflies to eagles, oh, there's magic in that flight. Sprinkle me with fairy dust.
Bye,
Watch me
everyone.